Podcast, episode 944. How are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome.
I am so good. I am feeling relaxed. I am feeling outdoorsy. Like I got a nice reset. I just got back from a 3-day camping trip where I went to the Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Fun.
Suze,
why are you taking me?
Creepiest, weirdest place.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's like one I would actually go to.
It's so spooky and weird.
Why?
So,
why spooky?
Upon arrival, well, we roll up there. It's about 3.5 hours south of Denver.
Huh. What state is this?
Colorado.
So Colorado.
Drive in to the area, the San Luis Valley of Colorado. Drive into the area, and it has just like an eerie vibe. It's super, super flat, and it's nestled right up against the Rockies. And this is a place that is, I think it was 2000 or 2001, it was the coldest place in the United States all winter. It's at elevation, so it's at about like 7,000 or 8,000 feet or something like that. It was negative 20 degrees for 6 weeks straight.
That's stupid. Oh, no.
Stupid!
That is so dumb.
So dumb. Okay, so it gets really cold in the winter. It's real hot in the summer. It's like, high desert area. But do you remember, there are a few things well, first, let me say, when we went there, it's the Great Dunes National Park. One of the things you can do in the park is go sandboarding, which is kind of like surfing, snowboarding, on these sand dunes. So we go to the rental place. And I knew nothing of this area, but I just felt the vibes. And I was like, so what's the deal? Are there aliens here or what? And she goes, oh, yeah. And she picks up this book and talks about sightings of aliens and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. And wait, why do aliens like places like that, you think? What makes you even think like aliens probably love it here?
It's big open sky. It's just this, you can't see anything for miles. And it's also been certified or awarded or whatever you call it, a dark sky area. So you know how there's places that are dark sky where they're that far away from any big lights of the city, stuff like that. Yes. So there are multiple areas around the park and around this valley that are dark sky areas
it's basically
where you can
inviting
see the Milky Way. Yes. And
aliens.
You could see, and it's very close to Taos, New Mexico, where people say is like one of those vortexy places.
Yeah.
And it is home to the highest sand dunes in all of North America. And if you go, it's the weirdest thing. It looks like somebody just emptied the Sahara Desert right at the base of the Rocky Mountains.
Oh, wow.
These sand dunes stretch up to 800 feet tall, and they go for miles. And it just looks like a sandbox at the bottom of the Rockies.
Yeah, it's the placement that makes no sense, right?
We went to the visitor center. I read the signs. I saw that it was created with rift and geological blah, blah, blah. I still don't understand how there's a sandbox in the middle of the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
I've watched Sarah at a visitor center and she is in her element. She is very interested, serious. It's very serious and thorough.
So thorough.
So you tried your hardest, I have no doubt.
Yes, and I did get the reminder that we had to return the sandboards at 11, so I can't be dilly-dallying.
We are operating on a deadline.
We're on a deadline.
Well, it's something about the topography and the climate created this scenario.
This vibe, this like kind of spooky atmosphere. So I walk in there, I'm like, what's the deal? Are there aliens here? And of course she, talks, holds up this book. Yeah, and on the book, the cover of the book, I can't remember the name of the book, but it had this very familiar drawing of a horse. I think they called the horse Snippy. And then I'm thinking back, wait a sec. I think we talked about this on the podcast. Do you remember a long time ago on the show, we talked about a horse that was found in the desert in Colorado that's head was removed with
No blood.
Yes, with
No
no
blood.
blood.
Yeah.
With razor-like precision, with no blood.
Yeah.
This is home to all of those animal...
Home of Snippy.
Yes, whose name was actually Lucy and then was misnamed in an article about the horse, so then became was
the
renamed.
Wrong name.
Yeah, wrong name. Then they took, when this horse, was finally, when they conducted the autopsy and everything like that, the bones of this horse were put back together with wire and then taken from town to town, like a sideshow kind of thing.
Do that with me when I die.
Put your bones together with wire,
just
take you from town to town on a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and then what?
And then there wasn't they didn't know where to put it, so they say it's probably in some storage facility somewhere.
The horse? They lost track of her?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It went for sale on eBay for $50,000 and nobody bought it.
I'm shocked.
And then it just kind of disappeared. Nobody knows where it is to this day. Like, it's in some storage.
See, that is spooky. Just that story alone.
Yeah, and so there were a lot of strange things that happened. There have been a few books that have been written about the area. There have been over 300 reported UFO sightings. So much so that
is that a lot? Like, that must be a lot.
Yeah,
right?
That's a lot. The most in just like the little bit of Googling I did while I was there about this, the place that sets the record is a place in Texas with over 500 sightings. So since 1995, there's been over 300 recorded. And there was a woman who moved there. She and her husband moved there to retire and bought a cattle ranch and realized that there's not a lot of money in cattle ranching, but still didn't want to give up the land. And so jokingly was like, man, I've seen so many UFOs out here. We should have a UFO watchtower. So she opened up a UFO watchtower.
I love it.
And now charges people $2
yeah,
to visit
baby.
the UFO watchtower,
$10
to stay there overnight, and get
some graffiti.
Yeah.
That is money well spent.
Right?
Oh my God. On both ends. I would be psyched if I were there, and I'd be psyched if I owned it.
And there said it had over 10,000 visitors a year. So she's making,
good for her.
decent penny off of just like the people coming. Good job.
Don't you wish that like the aliens would come more frequently?
Dude, the whole time I was there, I was like, please.
I really wish they would see you.
Show yourselves. But it was really cloudy one night. And then the other night, we were so tired. Climbing these sand dunes, it's really...
It's a real workout.
Exhausting.
I bet.
It's really exhausting. And so
well,
at the
you
end of the
looked
day...
so cool, though, on your snowboard, and it looked so fun.
It was so fun. It was really cool. And, I've just been reading a lot recently about how important it is to try new things and how novelty is what... I don't know, kind of like keeps you young and keeps you going.
Yeah.
And I think there was some like Atlantic article about this that came out recently or something like that where I was reading about how important novelty is. And we know that. We talk about that all the time on here.
Yes.
And it felt like that was a real exciting thing. And it made me feel like a little kid. It felt like you were playing in a giant playground, and there aren't a lot of places you can go where you're allowed to explore in every direction. Like when you're on in Yosemite National Park, you go on the trails, you stay on the trails.
Oh yeah.
Here, I mean, there are certain trails you can take because it's easier to walk on like the ridge line and on certain areas where it's not as steep, but you could go wherever you want in every direction. And that felt kind of weird. It was like, there are no footprints here. Am I allowed to walk on this? And they're like, yeah, because the wind's going to come and then it's going to be different. Yeah, it's scary. We got there really early in the morning. We got there before the park even opened because it looks really cool for sunrise. And the sand can get up to 150 degrees during the daytime.
Fuck that.
It's white sand, and it is really, really hot. We were there at about 7 a.m., and we were out by 11 o'clock or so.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and even at 11, it was starting to get real toasty. And it's so much. You can't even comprehend how much sand this is.
I believe you.
And then it just
looked
starts out of
amazing.
nowhere. It's just not sand and then sand. You think it would be a gradual fade into the sand or something?
You would.
No.
That's why it seems made up.
It seems made up to me too, and it almost seems like more evidence of aliens
Right,
somehow.
Yeah, you're like,
and then
somebody dumped this here.
This seems like the remnants of like some alien
Wait,
ship.
Sarah, because you know how like in Lake Erie, there's all these sightings that say that the I hate
can't wait
that
for
we
this.
sound crazy.
Right.
But like the UFO hovers over Lake Erie and sucks up the water. Okay. It seems that same vessel could pour sand.
Right, why not?
If you're sucking it up, you could pour it down.
Or if you were, ready for this crazy one? What if you were trying to bury a ship underneath the ground and you had to spin around in a circle like a top, like going into the ground, and the sand, that big pile of sand, was like what's left over, you know, when an animal like digs into the ground and then there's like a little pile left next to it.
You think that the aliens...
Dude, I don't think any of this. I'm saying what if. I thought we were playing a fun pretend what if game. Are we not playing that? Is that not what we're doing here? I thought we were doing a bit.
No, but like I am. No, I'm not doing a bit. I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. Like, because I'm like, yeah, because how did it get there?
Right.
And what if we dug down?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Because
See,
you know
so
how you
sort of theory.
You know how you talked about that boring scenario where they go into Antarctica and go into the ice?
Yes.
Right? And they
take a
bore
core
down
out.
into it and pull the ice out to see what's cooking in there. And I feel like we could do that with the sand and see a spaceship.
I think so too. And there
Wouldn't
are.
that be cool?
What if? We don't know. We don't know. What do we know?
Do we though? I think we do know.
Do we know anything? It is out in the middle of the nowhere. Guess what year it became designated a national park?
1969.
2004.
Wow.
I know.
A late bloomer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Apparently, it was a state park before, or a state something, and then there was a group, and I think it was a women's group that got together and was like, "This should be a state park or a national."
Do you think it was like
park.
discriminated against because it was just sand at it for no reason?
Yeah, I think people didn't appreciate what the draw was, and that is what these women or whoever got together and were like, this is really beautiful and needs to be preserved. Mostly needs to be preserved because of what could happen if they try to build on it. There was some mining that was done back in the day, and mining could have really damaged the area, so they wanted it to be preserved, like the areas around it became preserved because they recognized that the mining industry would have definitely damaged the dunes.
I mean, this sounds dumb, but like, isn't it a national park can be anything that's just like outside?
Yeah, and even National Historic Landmarks, because on our drive to the sand dunes, we were listening to one of my favorite podcasts, National Park After Dark, which is like super spooky stories from Susie almost did a spit take. I don't know why.
National Park After Dark.
Yeah, it's like spooky stories from inside the national parks and stuff.
Like missing hikers and stuff.
Yeah, things like that, or like aliens and all that kind of fun stuff, or Bigfoot, and then they also have what do they call them? Trail tales, where people will write in and about their stories from camping or adventures in the national parks and things like that. And they have interviews and stuff like that. It's a great podcast. Check it out. Why was I talking about that?
Well, you were listening to it and you heard something.
Oh, yeah. We listened to one on the, what is it? Stonewall riots?
Yes.
The LGBT,
gay,
yes, and about the whole history of that and what really happened there. And that is a National Historic Site, which is run by the national parks. So for Pride Month, they did a whole story. That podcast did a whole story on the Stonewall. I wouldn't even call it a riot. I will call it a fighting back. Like, what is the word for that? Yeah, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I didn't know that the Stonewall Hotel or whatever it was was located on a national park.
No, it was not. It was just deemed a National Historic Site.
Why is it run by the national parks, though? Is that how it goes with the
National Historic Sites National Historic Landmarks fall under the umbrella of the national parks.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that either. Good important information to know, right?
Yeah.
Thought that was interesting. Good little
so
history
great. Thanks for sharing that.
And a really fun adventure. And
yeah, it looked so fun. You know what else is fun?
Yeah.
Betting.
Absolutely. And it's betting season.
We are DraftKings queens.
Yes, we are. Okay. I'm super into it.
I'm super into it too, Sarah.
Well, because it's like, I don't know, it feels fun to just get in on the action.
It is totally exactly right. And Lincoln and I have so much fun doing it. And I mean, he doesn't participate. He's just the consultant because he knows way more about these teams than I do. But anyway, DraftKings Casino has your playbook for gaming action all season long. Play thousands of popular slots for a shot at jackpots. Over $400 million has already been awarded. I mean, I could use $1 million or $2 million.
I could, definitely.
You know what I'm saying, Sarah?
Yeah.
Let's get that on the go. New players get 500 spins on Huff and More Puff over 10 days. Download the app, use code BRAINCANDY, and claim your spins after your first $5 wager. Get in the game with DraftKings Casino, home of the largest jackpot win in online casino history. Ooh. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins issued as 50 spins per day for 10 days. Valid for featured game only and expire each day after 24 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends October 5th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Got that?
Got it. One of the things that I thought you would find interesting, one of our listeners wrote in after they saw some of the pictures I posted and said, hey, you also know about this place because you and Susie talked about this cult on the podcast, Mother of God. Mm-hmm. Remember when we talked about that?
Yeah.
This is where the cult is located.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And then when we after we went to the sand dunes, we decided to hit up the hot springs. There's a natural hot springs that's in the middle of the desert, another super weird location. Mm-hmm. And there's this place it's these old pools that have been there since 1939, I think, these like public pools. And in the like the little cafeteria, like where they have little cafe where they have the food and stuff, they have old photos on the wall of like, you know, little kids swimming in like the 1930s and stuff. It was really cute to see the before, photos, old-timey photos and everything. They had one area that was an adults-only area, and they call it the greenhouse. And you go into this walkway that it feels like you're in the movie E.T., because you go through this walkway that's lit up by Christmas lights, and the walkway to get there is a shipping container that the inside of has been like painted and decorated and everything. And you're like, okay, this is going to be weird. And you get in, and it's this place that is, it's a greenhouse. It's really hot because of the steam and the hot springs and everything. And they've enclosed it so there's tropical plants everywhere, just growing huge and everything. And there are these 3 pools. And the kind of people who are there, I will say the average age was about 65.
These are my people.
Well,
what's the average age of the men? Is it 80?
60,
I'm going
80. The men were older. It did look like there was something going on where I was like, I think that woman might be a prostitute. And because she approached one man and he said
I'll do
no
it
thanks.
For free, fellas.
And then she kissed a different man, and
Lord
I was
have
like,
mercy.
there's something cultish or weird or like
it.
something's happening. So we go into these pools, and it's super cool. It's one of those things that you have to go and experience. But there was a moment where we looked down, and one of the things I love about pools is the filtration systems and the chlorine. This was a natural hot springs that I don't think had that. And my girlfriend
it's natural,
looks at,
right?
Oh, it's natural. And my girlfriend looks at me, and she looks at the 85-plus-year-old man who's sitting.
And
she goes,
got a real bad case of grout.
You're definitely sharing that bath water.
My God. Ew.
And we were like, we got to get out of here. We can't do it. It was like, don't look down, because you could see that we were in human soup.
Was there like,
That's the best way to describe it.
You're telling me that it was
soup.
evident visually and maybe nasally or just visually.
Visually. And
that things were not sanitary.
I don't know if they can be sanitary in a natural hot spring like that. That most natural hot springs will have a plant life in there, that like plant life in the so that it filters everything out.
Oh my God.
This was basically
you were gonna raw dog it with like the oldest man in the world. Oh my God. Gross.
So my girlfriend and I are like, we gotta go. They had showers there, which was great. That was our favorite part. And we
I bet
enjoyed,
it was. It's like a fucking.
It was people soup. It was human soup. It was and it's the kind of humans that are
like nudist colony people.
It's nudist colony people. It's 100 million% nudist colony people. And then the woman who worked there was so excited to check us in, and she was like,
God.
Even when we left, she's like, leaving already? Like, I hope you enjoyed your stay. And Amy was like, oh, I hope she wants us to stay forever, or like it felt like that.
They hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, beautiful, cool women.
And we were like, what did we just go into? Like that was something that you have to do.
You have to look on Reddit.
Because it feels like there's no way that there's not going to be a Netflix documentary that comes out in the next 10 years that doesn't at one point mention this place. This whole desert area is just bizarre. It's like you're either there to see the sand dunes, look for aliens, or go RVing. Or not RVing, like ATVing. Okay, which brings together a very bizarre collection of individuals.
Yeah, all of whom have alternative lifestyles.
Totally. Which then, the theme for this week for me, and the theme for this podcast episode kinda, is like the dark side. Like I have been, I don't know if it's my algorithm that's feeding me this, or it's you go to weird places and weird things, but I keep hearing this reference to how so much of life is like an iceberg. How there's the part that's above the water that we see that like you and I and everybody listening to this podcast right now lives in and experiences.
Yeah. Yes. Reality.
And then reality as we know it, the regular internet.
Yeah.
You know? Then there's this whole section that's below the water. That is like the dark web of life, you know?
Uh-huh.
And there's so much about that like we don't even see and we don't even know about and we don't even have an awareness of. The kind of people who are who are like vacationing at the greenhouse in the sand dunes.
That's what I want to know, though. Who are these people? Is it like
who are like
down on their luck,
getting a punch card? Like, we're coming, we hang out here. They were people chilling. They were like, we come here, we do this. This is our thing.
Oh my God, this
For
is
sure.
their cheers.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
And they saw
like,
you
this
as
is-
like fresh meat, baby.
Yeah,
They were ready.
it felt like that. It felt like we could easily.
Sarah, I can only imagine how psyched out of their minds they were when you sauntered in,
Yeah.
ready to do like a swan dive into that hot spring.
Yeah, we did, and I was like getting my face all in it on the
God.
There was a waterfall that was fresh water. That was like the fresh stuff, and that I was like, I gotta. It was
Sure,
boiling
yeah.
hot, but I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Cleanse my body.
Yeah, open the pores up. And
Yeah,
then they're like,
it
yeah,
was-
baby, open it.
It was just a strange experience, and I just
I'm glad made it out alive.
Yeah, but I know it I almost didn't. You know what I got? Not really. But you know what I got for the first time that I had never experienced before? And holy fuck, I got bit by a fire ant.
Oh, how'd that
That, real not good. Like, I was telling my girlfriend, like, if I were somebody who was not outdoorsy and I didn't have an awareness of this just being temporary, and I didn't know somebody who's been maybe bit by one of these before, I would be like, we should go to the emergency room. Like, it feels like you want to take your whole
real.
foot off.
Yeah, like like you might get paralysis or something.
Have you had this before?
No. How did you know that it was a
Jeez.
fire ant?
Because when
your
I looked
foot
up,
was
we
on
were 4
fire.
feet away from the anthill. And then remember
What
our
are
old
they
friend
so
Snippy?
mad about?
I was talking about the horse that got beheaded, and we don't know
the
why.
horse with 2 names.
Yeah, the horse with 2 names.
That's
One
a
of
funny
the
joke. I'm
theories.
sorry.
It is one of the theories on why he had all of the skin on his head removed without any blood was fire ants, and I'm like, no,
Fuck
they're painful,
that.
but yeah,
Yeah, they're not magic.
It's still oozing, and it's been like 3 days.
Let's
It's
see
really,
it. Can we see it?
yeah, you could see it. It's like you could see a little,
Oh my God. That's
Just-
so sad.
and it got all. It's all, you know.
Her
it's just
poor little
It's very
tootsie.
itchy, and it feels like
Oh,
your
it's
foot
itchy
just.
and
It feels
painful.
like a bee sting, but
that
worse.
sucks.
But your
That's
foot's
terrible.
on fire, and
What
it
do they
feels
say-
like
well, I
you
guess
want
hence the
to.
name.
And I put like Benadryl cream on it and stuff like that.
I feel
But
like
yeah, it
that's
does.
a joke.
It is a joke. It
What are
feels
they
like it's,
ta-
and then
what are
it
they
itches, but
talking
it's just
about?
on the inside. Like, it's not like an external itch. It's like a deep itch. It is shitty.
Sarah,
And
what do they say? This is going to last
What?
how long? A week?
No, nobody said that. Nobody said anything. I didn't do. I
You
just
didn't
I
ask
just-
ChatGPT?
No, I should have. Damn, I asked him all about the sand dunes, but no.
That
Not
would be
anything
all I
about
would
the
want to know.
burning of
is
sensation.
Fire ants.
Yeah, and it's definitely swollen, and when I compare it to my other
I
foot,
can't
that actually
believe
looks
this.
really
This
disgusting.
is because, you know why you didn't look it up, Sarah? It's because you love suffering. And this is a real
apparently I
weird
do.
thing.
I do love suffering. There's always something I'm suffering with. Always something.
Yeah, but you know how like you have been trained to like think suffering is virtuous.
Yeah.
And
So
now
I'm like,
I'm
I just
seeing
went
it.
and climbed the highest sand dune in North America with a fresh
I had it coming.
fire ant
Oh my God.
sting. And
I'll
yeah,
tell
it was,
you,
it
I
was an
hate
adventure.
fire ants, but I love cats. And if you love your cats, I'll tell you what you should get, and that is Small's cat food.
Oh yes.
This
If you
stuff is
want
the
you
best.
if more like if you want your cats to love you.
That's right. It's reciprocal.
Forget if you love them.
Yeah, it is so great. This is like human grade cat food that does not smell miraculously. And it is so great. Protein packed, baby. And those cats love it to death. They are psyched out of their minds anytime I rip open a pack and give them their special meal for the day. And it's just, it's the kind of thing where you think you're limited to the hellish nightmare that is like
right.
Grocery store options. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it turns out you could have this. And 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements in those felines. And they say your cat's going to love it, and it's risk-free because they will refund you if you say they hate it. Yes. You know why? Because they won't.
Right,
for a limited time only, because you're a Brain Candy listener, you can get 60% off your first Smalls order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/braincandy. That's 60% off when you head to smalls.com/braincandy plus free shipping. Again, that's smalls.com/braincandy.
Oh, okay. What other things do I have to talk to you about? I have some older stories on here that I think are important to cover. Oh,
Great.
this is everything I'm talking about is so gross. Did you hear how those flesh-eating maggots are back in the United States?
No.
And we have
I didn't know they existed.
Okay, so
What do you mean
there's a flesh-eating maggot that we had eradicated years ago, like for hundreds of years, like for
this
about
is like measles. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so for a long time ago, there was a big problem with what's called the New World screwworm, and it's a type of worm that specifically attacks cattle. And this,
Who named that?
They had the CDC and the HHS have done a lot of work, and there've been a big collaborative efforts between U.S. and like basically all of Central America and South America to make sure that this worm or fly, really, like larva, this screwworm, did not get past the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal was like, they looked at like, what's the smallest amount of land? Where can we put this blocker and like really work to keep this screwworm like from crossing this barrier? Because they said once it crosses this like geographic line, then its ability to spread just like gets on the loose. So it was eradicated from the U.S. in the 1960s using this sterile insect technique, and it's expensive to do, but absolutely worth it because this is all of our cattle. This is all of our meat production.
Yeah.
So they released they would capture all the flies, and then they would sterilize them basically and release all sterile flies. But then in late 2024, there was a resurgence in Mexico and in Central America, and the USDA deployed like this multi-pronged strategy to introduce these new sterile flies. There was a facility that was built in Texas, a fly production facility that was built to try to make as many of these sterile male flies as possible to try to eradicate this. But they say if an outbreak were to hit livestock, especially in Texas cattle industry, it could cost the economy up to $1.8 billion. It's a big problem that like not a lot of people are talking about, but people who are in like the agriculture world and like veterinary world are very afraid of this. And we had our very first human case from a man from, I can't remember where he's from, but he's from, I want to say somewhere in Central America, who worked with cattle, but he got it in his leg, and it's almost 100% deadly if you get it, and you're like, it's a flesh eating.
Is he RIP or what?
I think so.
Oh my God. See this, you know what? I mean, maybe I'm getting off topic, but here's one of the problems with getting people to take action or to be concerned.
Yeah.
That frequently what happens is there'll be something like this that is really important and we need to pay attention to. And then somehow, some way it gets sorted out and then you like never hear about it again. And I'm thinking of bird flu.
Right.
Over the last year, I had heard this could be serious biz, like level of COVID pandemic situation. And then all of a sudden it just stopped being a conversation thing. It wasn't on the news anymore. It was just gone. And then when there is a COVID
Right.
that is like, oh no, this is actually a thing, people are like, yeah, that's what you said about bird flu and the swine flu and then whatever this fucking thing's called.
Yeah. Screwworm.
And screwworm.
He
fucking flu.
It did say that he went to El Salvador and he was working around animals or livestock and he did recover. And so he did make a recovery. They said,
well, what are they going to do?
I don't frickin' know, Susie.
I hate when you don't know, Sarah.
I don't know.
I depend on you. You're all I've got. You and Steven Skeep at NPR.
It's not good. It's something that you don't need to worry about it infecting you or biting you and you becoming sick with it. What we do need to worry about is the price of meat if and when there's an outbreak in the United States of this. Because it will make the cost of livestock or cattle and beef go through the roof or it'll all shut down.
Right. I mean, this is what Paul McCartney's been trying to tell us for a really long time.
What?
Stop eating meat, people.
Oh, is he on that?
Yeah, because remember Linda McCartney? That was her whole deal.
I didn't know. I don't know this.
Yeah, I don't know if she was vegan or vegetarian, but that's her whole deal. And she made him go vegetarian. And like whenever COVID happened and there was the whole thing about the market probably it happened at this market.
Yeah, right.
He was basically like, I don't want to say I told you so.
Right.
But he's the one that started Meatless Mondays. That was his campaign.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's and so anytime any of these things happen, I'm always like, Paul McCartney is probably like, told you.
That's funny. I accidentally forgot my hamburger patties when we went camping. And so I had to settle for my girlfriend's imitation meat patties, which at
we
first.
Need to talk to her.
Listen.
Here's the thing.
When she was like,
she go for Impossible Burgers, though?
That was it. That was it. It was an Impossible Burger.
You don't like those? I love those.
She was like, well, first of all, Impossible Burgers look great until they get melted in the bottom of your cooler and they become like...
Oh, no. Mystery meat.
Yeah. And I'm super into it. Hear me out.
Okay.
It was just that she said... I said, oh... let's have hamburgers. And she goes, oh, I got hamburger. I've got the meat or something like that. She goes like, I've got the patties.
Oh, no.
And I look at her and I was like,
yeah.
Do you though?
Something.
Do you have your version of patties or my version of patties? Because girl, those things are different. So
you thought she had packed everything and she just meant the stuff.
I knew she packed hers and I knew I was going to bring mine, but then I forgot mine. And then she gave me this, don't worry, I have hamburger patties. And I was like, you do
cruel.
not.
Pay me. I'm sorry. I love you. But
yeah. But I will say in her defense,
yeah,
cooked them up and actually seasoned them.
Yeah. If you have an Impossible Burger,
delicious.
I love them. I have no problem with them.
I wouldn't have, with the right bun and the right condiments.
There's so many qualifiers.
Being hungry enough.
If you were seasoned.
I would.
And cheese on it.
Yes, correct. I wouldn't have known.
And if I were starving.
Yes.
To death.
So I did love it. I did, and it was so tasty. I was like, this is delicious. So Paul McCartney would be proud. Mm-hmm. And I apologize, Amy, for not thinking that your pretend
I did.
hamburger was not a burger. But
and I disagree with you because I don't think it requires the right conditions. Like when I go to a burger joint, I get an Impossible Burger because I love it just as much.
Okay, well...
I don't love those veggie ones. Those like Boca Burger. Like fuck you with those.
No, I don't. Don't give me the. No, this is. And we have like these, like soy or whatever the fuck fake meat.
Like seitan.
Steak. Yes, and we do like a
I don't know what they
fajitas
think
with that.
Doing with that.
It's not terrible if you eat it. It's not bad.
It's not great.
It's not meat.
It's not meat. It's not
but
meat at all.
If the old screwworm makes its rounds, I'll eat it. I don't mind.
That is for sure.
I was thinking that as I was eating this fake fajita, thinking about how it's not bad,
fajita.
but it is.
Not great.
There's a funny name that you can come up with, fake fajita.
There's something there.
There's something there. But I was thinking about how this will probably have to be the only way that we could do things in the future. This doesn't seem sustainable to have meat the way that we're eating it.
It's not.
With the
and
these.
I really don't want crickets, and that's what people are trying to.
You know what? I'm not mad about it.
Have you had them like as
Absolutely.
a meal? Not as like a challenge, but like as a meal.
Yeah, I've ordered them as a taco at a restaurant.
Oh, you like them like that?
I absolutely like them.
I do not like them.
Have you had them like seasoned, like good?
Yeah,
like
no, it's just not for me. The crunch is not for me.
Oh, the crunch is my favorite part.
Okay.
It kind of feels like, when you order onion rings and there's that leftover stuff?
Yeah, maybe like if I were putting it on like bacon bits on a salad or something.
That's how I'm using it. I'm using it as like a crunchy topping.
Okay, but a taco, that's a whole...
I had a taco of this at the Oaxacan restaurant, and yeah.
You're a better woman than I.
It's a hard sell for people who haven't. And in all fairness, I did have it on a challenge the first time, and then sometimes on the challenge they give us things where they think we're not going to like them, and I was like, turns out it's delicious. Same thing happened with the liver that they fed us. I was like, joke's on you, I love this shit.
Wow, you're full of surprises.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. What else do I have for you? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So now I don't have to. Now I can officially delete the story about screwworm. Thank fucking God.
Thank you for that.
Also, I read an article that said you should definitely be playing tennis your whole life. That I guess there's a lot of stuff out because the U.S. Open is here, right? Is here right now. Mm-hmm. So there was an article in The Atlantic that talked about when it comes to your health, and if you're going to only play one sport your whole life, make it tennis. Wow. And there are so many reasons why. First of all, it is full body, high intensity workout. We love that. It's not just a light jog, it's everything. And I think we've talked recently about the importance of hand-eye coordination as you age, and doing things with like opposite hand, like to involve your opposite hands, and how that kind of bilateral
dexterity.
Stimulation of the brain is really, really good. So doing things that involve like both hemispheres having to cooperate in unison, challenging your muscles, just like a lot of other sports do.
I've thought about getting a trainer to learn how to
Suze,
play.
I think you would be very good at tennis.
Like this.
You have the body type for tennis, I feel like.
I have deluded myself into believing this.
You've got long ass fucking arms. I can't imagine what other sport long arms would.
That's what I mean, Sarah.
You got reach.
I should try it.
Yeah, I think you should. We could play doubles.
So fun. And I know, and people, it's sort of like golf.
The outfits are cute.
I am very into the outfits.
Hello.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to do that.
It also boosts bone density, helps prevent osteoporosis. There's something about the lateral movement, and also there was a safety comparison that was done by the Aspen Institute. I'm not 100% sure what the Aspen Institute but I'm guessing it's a fancy sports medicine place from what I think Aspen, right? But they were ranking all of these sports that like professional sports and recreational sports people played, and tennis ranked safest amongst high school team sports with very low injury risk and concussion risk.
I love this.
Yeah, it also is one of the sports that you can play the longest. Long-term tennis players had a reduced risk of heart disease, and tennis players lived. This Danish study that was done in 2018 found that tennis players lived nearly 10 years longer than people who sat on the couch, and longer than those who swam, cycled, or jogged. alone.
Oh my God. Wonder why. Because it's just a whole ball of wax.
Yeah, it must be. And they said it's not just good for your body, that it's also good for your brain. There's a psychiatrist that said, who was interviewed, that said it's organized movement, that you're constantly reading the ball's spin, speed, trajectory, and then reacting, repositioning, and redirecting. So it's coordination, strategy, and split-second thinking all wrapped up into one. And there aren't many things that involve all of those things, but safely. Like you can say, oh yeah, snowboarding or motorcycle riding does that or whatever. But yeah,
but you're
not
risking
very,
your life.
yeah, what are you risking?
Yeah.
Exactly. So studies showed that the fast mental processing trains your brain, and it shortened reaction times, sharpened decision making, especially in kids and in older adults.
I love this. That's such a great thing to know, and
I
it makes
really
me
have
want
to
to get
learn.
involved. Yeah. Wait, but you know how to play.
No, I know the fundamentals, but every single time I get on a tennis court, I hit it like there's a real finesse that you have to learn. I think that's why it's a sport you could play, and why people who the strongest person is not necessarily going to win the tennis match. That's why it's such a great game, because it really does take skill and finesse and a lot of things that just come with time and like repetitions of hitting the ball. And you really have to find that like sweet spot of where the ball hits the racket. And I cannot fucking find that. I just hit it I hit it like a baseball bat every single time. And I can't keep it in the court. So I need to learn how to chill.
Well, my friend Jason Fine, who you know, he is very big into tennis, and he would always refer to pretty points. You want a pretty point. Like, I guess that means like there's an elegance to it if you're good at it.
Yeah.
That makes it look easy when probably not like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know how to
absolutely.
do it.
I watched a video of my girlfriend playing against her dad, and her dad's
and it's
older.
like ballet.
He barely moved. She was all over the court, like trying to like just hit the balls. He was it was very
effortless. Yeah, isn't
and
that
like
fun to
very
watch?
minimal, like didn't look like, and it's like, okay, when you really know what you're doing, it looks
That's cool.
graceful. Versus
We gotta learn,
like,
Sarah. We're fucking lunatics
really
out
have to
here.
learn. Yeah. And
We look like
pickleball is not the
fools.
same. I'm
No,
sorry.
it
Even though
isn't.
it is fun. I do play that and it is fun.
Do you want to? I'm sure you have another topic, but do you want to talk about the scandal about Serena Williams taking the GLP-1? You know, Ozempic type of
yeah. Let's talk about that.
thing. Okay, like
Oof.
that was a big deal.
I think it is. I mean,
Like my interest isn't really about her because she can do whatever the hell she wants.
Right. That's
and
how I
she
feel.
looks great no matter what. It's more like, ooh, that's interesting.
I think that we embrace athletes doing a lot of other things to enhance that are legal, to enhance their body in the best way, to, I don't know, suit their sport, or like to
Optimize performance.
to optimize performance. Thank you. That this feels like a way of optimizing performance, and it just feels, I think what people don't like is the selling aspect of it, that she's like selling it. But then
Hey, I say get your.
I say that too. I say, who really cares? What I fear, and I don't know enough about this, what I worry is that we are going to see, we don't know the long-term effects of this. That's the only thing that feels a little bit like,
You know, when I was watching a video of her talk about it on a morning show or whatever, she was saying how like her interest in this came in part because when she said there was a documentary about her, and you can see in the documentary the trainer saying like, you need to lose some weight or whatever. And she was like, I was working, training 5-6 hours a day. I was, at the top of my game, blah, blah, blah. and that they were still saying that, and I just would plateau and I couldn't get where I wanted.
Yeah.
And what was not explained is like why they were saying she needed to lose the weight.
Right.
Because if her performance was here, you know, at the top, and she was performing and putting in all the work, why did they give a shit what her size was? Like, nobody's telling a linebacker to lose weight just for the fun of it. If they're performing properly and they have stamina and all the things she had, they're fine with whatever size those guys are. And so I'm wondering, were they trying to say her performance was suffering? And if so, how? Because that was not provided. That information was not provided.
That's a really good point, because it does feel like it's just for if you can argue that at that weight she's a better tennis player.
I'm not hearing that, though.
But
I think it's just about you're not good enough unless you're small.
And I don't like then that's I don't think there's any. And it also tells me, this is what I mean about like the long-term effects. If she's working out that hard, training that hard, and her body wants to be at the size it is, to me that says that there is some importance of her body being that size.
Yeah.
That there, in order for her to maintain homeostasis, she needs that amount of
bulk,
like supportive tissue, muscle, whatever it is.
Heft.
Yes, I think like
these are all words that have a negative connotation, but shouldn't.
Even if it's just to support cognitive function. Like, I mean, I was listening to Ilona Maher be interviewed talking about like how there's all this like protein craze and protein. She has to get she must have to get a lot of protein. She's like, yeah, but you know what else I get? A lot of carbs. I just get a lot of food because I like food, and I need to enjoy food. I need to, you know, eat in order to feel connected with people, in order to feel social, and, you know, all that. And so I feel like that's such and I totally connect to that I've done that. I've played that game. Yeah, I could totally drop 15, 20 pounds. And I've done that. It's not actually.
But for what?
But for fucking what?
For what?
I was never happy. Never more like, oh, my love life is better. But no, it's not. None of that.
There's an element of suffering seen as virtue.
It's fucking dumb.
It's weird, and that's why I'm like, I want her. That's cool. I don't care what she does. She can do whatever she wants. It's her body, whatever. And if she wants to be a certain size, knock herself out. I just want to know, is there some sort of reason why she was being asked to be smaller?
Right.
Because I didn't hear it. And what it seems like is sort of the sexism and racism of like body politics.
Totally.
That just is specific to Black women, and then lesser so women in general, where you can be performing an excellent and the best in your field.
Yes, literally.
But if you're not small, you're not good enough.
Right.
And I would love to know if there's more to that story, because I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah. Is it like she's going to get more campaigns because that's what it feels like?
Yeah, sponsors?
Yes.
Or is this about performance in tennis?
Yeah, because it feels like it's about sponsors.
Yeah, or just grossness.
Because she was the best, literally the best, with the body she had. But I say, I mean, I want everybody to do what makes them feel good.
That's what I mean. I don't care what she does.
I do not care.
Yeah.
But I want us to like.
But like, what are we saying it's for? Because if you're trying to say it's for performance, show me how.
If we're gonna say that she should, that one of the like literally greatest athletes in history.
Yeah.
Should change the way they look. Right. What message are we sending here? And that's insane to me. That's like,
and it just makes me sad for her that she felt that.
Who
sort of
cares?
Like, you're not good enough. Really?
Right.
She's not? She's not good
and then
enough
what's
yet?
gonna, and it's so, it's such temporary
satisfaction because, like, there, and we're talking the difference of, like, not like massive amounts that is like really life-changing where your lifestyle and health and all that changed. But we're talking the difference of like, oh, I can wear 2 sizes smaller pants now. I don't see that as really like impacting life in such a positive way that it's worth putting, I don't know, like I don't know, just I don't care. I think she was beautiful before. But everybody's allowed to do whatever they want. I just think we shouldn't be policing people's bodies at all. And if you want to do it, great. If you don't want to do it, great. But it's like...
Well, for me, like the mournful thing, because I look at it through my own lens of like why I would have gone under the knife. And it's a lot of, noise making you feel like you're not enough as you are. And, anyone can look at it through their own personal story. But when you look at it through hers, it's like, if people were making her feel like she was not enough, like what hope have the rest of us?
And this is the point I was making before. After going under the knife and doing the things to say, oh, this will feel good, were those noises any different? Did those voices go away? No.
Right.
They're still, guess what? They're still there. So it's not about that. It's like,
that's the same with like money too.
Yes.
That is a chasing the wind scheme.
All of it's chasing the wind. I think, is that all I got for you today? I mean, I feel like
you did it. I'm proud of you.
I'll say, oh God. Oh yeah, I'll save my other story for next time.
Okay.
And,
well, you guys should check out our website, the Brain Candy Podcast. That's where our coupon codes are for all of our partners. And if you use those help the show so much. You could sign up for our newsletter because Adam Butler is doing the Lord's work, doing hilarious stuff. And it has links and everything, but it is just like brain candy hilarity every Friday and no spam or anything. And you will enjoy it. That's also on the braincandypodcast.com. And patreon.com/braincandy is where our reality TV stuff lives.
All the fun challenge stuff. We'll see you next time. Bye.